let's watch Hermes for a second. Just kind of talk about Hermes because it's pretty fascinating. Okay, Hermes is the Cosmos IBC relayer. And this instance of Hermes is running on Validatron, which is it's kind of a system that I'm setting up that allows a chain. No, doesn't allow a chain. It allows people to run many chains on a single machine and then run the relayer over them. And in this case, Validatron is working as a validator, but you could also really just use it as like a relaytron, right? That relays over the whole Cosmos network. And what it does is pretty incredible. Let's check this out. So here we are, a transfer, okay, coming from the Cosmos hub, entering osmosis. We got 2 messages, and here we go. Okay, that's it happening. You can see it succeeding. It's going to look like a transaction on both of those chains. And we also have like this one, okay, this invalid packet, but it's actually kind of normal. Okay, you get these. Oh no, this one is not that normal. Let's see, commitment bytes are not equal. No, that's not normal. The normal one is more like somebody beat you to it. Could not connect to the RPC endpoint for osmosis. Okay, but then that resolved itself. We can see later messages that do connect to osmosis. Okay, and I mean, basically, this instance of Hermes is running across pretty much the entire Cosmos network. And it was used also to create the channel between IOV and osmosis. Hermes is really, really stable once it's up and running. Like, I don't even really need to think about it. And then, interestingly, because IBC relaying is passive, watch this. We can take it down. Okay. It's not running anymore. And what happens is that other relayers are just automatically going to take over. This is a passive process that allows the relayers to do the work, and the more relayers there are on the network, the more bandwidth there is overall. So you do want to have a lot of relayers. I'll go ahead and start it back up. And interestingly, you're going to see like a whole lot of errors, okay? We can kind of walk through those. Okay, Hermes is up. And here we go. Okay, so, some of these have to do with incompatibility for certain connection types. That's interesting though. Okay, skipped. Well, okay. Key not found. No wonder. So I'll have to look at Iris Hub. That would explain why no funds are moving out of it, actually. Oh, no, here we go. Okay, so like, you see there's individual channels, okay? This one is connecting, for example, Iris and Regen. A AkashNet 2 to regen, Cosmos Hub 4 to Iris. We can see that this says failed or frozen, and that's the client, which like lives on the chain itself, and maybe I need to learn a little bit more about, because I'm not certain exactly what the client does, although I have created these clients on chains. It's not really that hard. The informal systems team has, in my opinion, really done an incredible job with Hermes. It's written in Rust, and from what I understand, it also drove a lot of work around connecting to all the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint interfaces in Rust. I want to give them praise where it is due, because actually, like, those interfaces, last time I went deep on them, were pretty challenging to work with. I understand that the SDK team is currently hard at work on improving that, and I certainly do bet that it gets improved. So, what this does, it begins to check every block of every chain, sort of like, okay, new block, yay, are there any IBC messages? If yes, then pass them along. If no, we'll just wait, right? And if we kind of just hang here, we're going to see some IBC messages start to come through. There we go. Okay, now we can see lots and lots of channels. And this is for what we could call, like, I guess for lack of a better term, the main mesh. Okay, the main mesh is the cluster of IBC chains that you would see sort of at the heart of the map of zones. And we can see an update client here. This was probably, yep, this is, okay, what I just highlighted. This is a full, like, transaction cycle. Okay. Something moved from the Cosmos Hub to Osmosis. We can see that happened successfully, and that it happened on channel 141 of the Cosmos Hub and at channel 1 of Osmosis. And down here a little bit, okay, we can see these commitment bytes are not equal from Akash pretty often. It may have something to do with the wallets that I have set up. It's possible I've run out of AKT, for example. That's actually what kind of set me down the path of creating validators on Regen, Akash, Gaia. It's basically like this relayer. Well, it seems to work quite well, and because of that, it makes a ton of transactions and eats money. RPC error endpoint. Okay, so we are going to check to make sure that we have Osmosis correctly configured, because we get a lot of this error. But I think this is kind of all the screen share I'm really comfortable with here. So I'm going to kind of bid you guys adieu. But here is another. So it's not all Osmosis, because here's, an Osmosis to Akash. Works just fine. I don't know. I will try and track down, see if there's anything wrong with basically like the Osmosis instance, but I think this is more, well, I mean, again, the cool thing about Hermes is, like, you'll see it tolerate a ton of errors. It just sits here running passively, moving transactions between chains exactly as it should. Really a ton of fun. So I want to say thanks to everybody who's been working on this for years. This is, regardless of any financial incentive, this is really just cool, fun software. Catch you later.